Sakale Mafu. Sakale Mafu. So today I started a new word for. Let me write. Let me write it. Jojalapa Lasukusa. I already mentioned what is the meaning of Jojalapa and about the Lasukusa. So Jojalapa is Namaste. Lasukusa is welcome. And I just spoke. Sakle Mamfu, I asked you, can you imagine what I said? Can you guess what I said? Just try it.
Are you doing okay?
Yeah, it's, are you fine? Or are you all right? Are you well? Is your, are you fine? Are you okay? How is your good health? It's about your health. So Mamfu, Sakle Mamfu. Sakle means all of you, all of you are fine? So that's what I asked. So I hope that everyone is fine. Ji Mutitaya Sakle Mamfuji. So Mamfu. So if you are okay, if you are fine, then all you need to reply is just this. Mamfu. Mamfu. So it is a little bit difficult to pronounce this word, this letter, or this sound, because in Nepali or in other languages, it is less used as word, but in Nepalbhasa, it is used very much. Ma. Ma is the body. So ma means the about the health. Ma fu. So I am fine. Just say ma fu. That means I am fine. Yeah, I am fine. So that's all. So please write down.
What does fu mean?
Fu means okay or fine in that way. You cannot translate it into the in English or in other language because it's the kind of a phrase. It's the kind of a phrase. So if you go for the searching for the separate words, for meaning for the separate words, then fu means can do. Fu means can do. I can do. Okay, but here when it comes with the other word, that means mon fu means I'm okay. So this is somehow nature of the Nepalbhasa. Okay, so sakasita lasukusa ale jojalapa lasukusa sakle mafu ji. So yesterday Ramesh sir missed the class. So so whatever you have missed yesterday's class, so I will be teaching you in our next class. So please today join this class and get some knowledge from this class. Okay. So how many of you were there yesterday? Okay. I just checked your homework. So thank you very much for sending me the homework. And I find some corrections in your homework, especially to Nandita ma'am and let me see who is the other. Yeah, Nandita ma'am and the other. Okay. Never mind. I will just. So there are some corrections to be done. So. So let me write the O, I, E, U, A, O, whatever we have learned yesterday, once again. So this is O. So when you write O, make sure that you draw this line and then go to this angle in one stroke. It should be joined. It should be joined. It shouldn't be like this. It shouldn't be like this. Not you don't have to. You don't need to separate this. It should be in a single stroke. Single stroke. Okay. And the other thing is this part. This part. It should be a little bit curved, or you can draw a straight line. It should be a little bit curved, or you can draw a straight line, but not like this. I see some of you writing all like this, like it is also O. Yeah, it is also O, but still, it is better that if you write O like this, slightly curved, and this with a single stroke. With a single stroke. Okay. And Resam sir, have a look here and try to get it, whatever we have learned yesterday. So this is O.
Sorry,
in Nepal Lipi.
Script, oh?
This is Nepal Lipi.
I got confused. There was like a Ranjana script and something.
No, it is not Ranjana script. It is Nepal Lipi. It is the Ranjana script, also the Newa script, but Ranjana script is more calligraphic script than this script, and Ranjana script is mainly used to write the mantra and all other things for the Buddhist chants and all other things, especially. But this script is used to write for the whatever we need to write. And the other thing, so Ramesh sir, please have a look here. Resam sir, have a look here. So this is how O is written is, you just draw a kind of opposite C shape, then from the middle of this part, draw a line like this and draw a straight line from your copy line, and at the bottom you just give this kind of angle as it is striking 4 o'clock. This line should look like your clock striking 4 o'clock. Okay, then give the dika or the mo. It is known as mo. So similarly, when you write a is also, so all you need to do is just give another line just behind this first line. Okay, but this time you don't need to write the this we call the nipion. This we call the nipion. That means the tail. The tail. So so we don't need to write this tail at the another line. So this is a, o and as. And when you write e, so what you do is, so I see that some of you writing like this, some of you writing like this. So this is also E, yeah, it's okay. But if you write it like this, I mean, a little bit proportionally, so this is fine. So what I mean is, please bring this up to here, but don't go beyond this part. Don't go beyond this part, but just bring it here, okay? And when you make this curve to curve, the center should be lies at this type, and it shouldn't be very long also. Similarly, this shouldn't be very long, and it shouldn't be very long also, just slightly. the left side is a little bit shorter and the right side is a little bit longer. This is how you write. Okay. And I see some of you writing the small this and then this. This is also not good. Okay, this is also not good. So this is O, A, E. Resham sir, are you trying also this?
Yes, sir, I'm doing it.
Okay. So after E, O, A, E, then U. So I see your writing U is quite fine, but still make sure that when you write U, make this is an angle of 32-45 degree, angle of 30-45 degree. Then what you do is after reaching at about at the middle of your copy line, you just go a little up and then this shape. And when you write this shape, make sure that it shouldn't go beyond this part, and then give more. So this is very important that this letter should have more, this letter should have more, this letter should have more, and this letter doesn't have more, so it has the betali. Resham sir, mo is known as dika in Nepali. Okay,
Yes, sir.
the mo is known as dika in Nepali. In Nepal Lipi, what we see is there are certain letters which doesn't need more, but there are all other letters have more, but there are certain letters which don't have more. No need to write more. And this is kind of it is used to write for the ekar, but here it is used to write for the e, and it is known as betali. So u is written like this, and after u, a. Yes, this is somehow a neat correction as I see your homework. So how a is written? A. So it should be a straight line. It should be a straight line. And as you are about to reach at the bottom of your line, then just give this, okay, this kind of shape. This kind of shape. And from the middle part of this place, you just write the shape of no in Nepali, but slightly bending upwards like this, not straight, but it is better that you should slightly bend it upward and then like this. So what you do is not too much upward, but slightly. And it should be a little bit bigger also. This circle or this hole should be a little bit bigger also. I see you writing like this. It is also A, but better what you do is make sure that the space at this place, space at this place, and space at this place is equal. When you write it, make sure that the space this is how it is written. Okay. And the other one is O, A, E, U, A, and the other one is O. So writing O, all you need to do is first you write U. You write U, then draw a line behind U, and then give Betali. This is O. This is O. So all of you have done very well, but a slightly neat correction, that's all. O. Okay. Okay. Now, now let's go to the another session. That is the pronunciation. Now we'll come to the pronunciation of this sound. As I told you yesterday, this can be pronounced in 4 different ways. A, E, U, E, O. Okay, there are certain signs that we use to pronounce this letter in a different sound. So, as I said yesterday, this can be pronounced in 4 different sounds. One is this sound, a short sound, and the another sound is a longer sound, and the another sound is nasal sound, but with the short sound, and the another sound is longer sound with the nasal sound, So to give these sounds, we need to write some signs, and that we call the let me write it here, that we call is sochi. Sochi. Sochi, or we can say it as matrachi. Matrachi or sochi. So when we are going to speak this O in a long sound without the nasal sound, then we use this kind of shape. A little thinner 8. It's a thin 8. Let me write it here. This shape. Okay. So this gives this O the longer sound. O. So what you do is write O first. Write O first, and then give this sign just behind the O. Now, the sound is, this O is pronounced in a longer sound. O, O. Now it is pronounced as O. So this sign brings this O to the longer sound. Okay. Am I clear? Am I clear? Okay. So similarly, as I said, now we have the other sound, that is the nasal sound, and that nasal sound with the third sound. For that, we use this sign. We use this sign. Okay, how it is written? Have a look here. First, you draw this kind, and then a kind of S, English S, and then slightly bending inside. Okay. Okay, now this sign, when it is written, then the sound becomes nasal sound with the shorter pronunciation. Now, on, 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 on. Shorter pronunciation with the nasal sound. On. So this is very similar to the Devanagari, actually, because in Devanagari, this is known as Visarga, right? This is Visarga. This is Chandrabindu. This is Chandrabindu. In Nepali or in Hindi, whether you write Chandrabindu, whenever you write Chandrabindu, it can be pronounced, it can be somewhere it can be pronounced longer, and somewhere it can be pronounced short. But in Nepalbhasa, it can be pronounced only in a short way. You cannot pronounce it as a on or long sound. So similarly, we have the other sign that gives this letter a longer nasal sound, and that is simply the circle, a small circle. So this is on. Now it becomes on. It is not a dot. It is not a dot like in the Devanagari. When you write in Devanagari, this sign is the Shirbindu, it is known as, but in it is written like a dot in Devanagari, but in Nepal Lipi, it should be written in a circle. A round shape, a circle. And these signs are known as with their names. It is different to that of the Devanagari. This sign is known as Lifuti. lifuti. This sign is known as lifuti. This sign is known as milafuti. And this sign is known as Sinhafuti. Sinhafuti. Am I clear up to here? Or
Yes,
do you
sir.
have any confusion? Resham sir,
हजुर, sir.
Anurup sir, any confusion? Am I clear?
Very clear.
Yeah. So, as I said, in Nepali, when you write this sign, I mean the Sinafuti is known as Shirbindu, and Milafuti is known as Chandrabindu in Nepali, and this Lifuti is known as Visarga. In Nepali or in Hindi, even you write this Shirbindu or the Sinafuti, it can be pronounced in a long sound or in a short sound. But in Nepalbhasa, you cannot do that. If you want a nasal sound in a shorter way, then you'll have to use this sign, Milafuti. And if you want this nasal sound to pronounce in a longer way, then you'll have to use this sign, Sinafuti. So this is the different to that of the Nepali pronunciation or Hindi pronunciation and the pronunciation of Nepalbhasa. So similarly, in similar way, A is also pronounced using these signs. Now, this is A, the short sound. Now, A, A. In Nepali or Hindi, and why I'm comparing with Nepali language because we are very much used to speak the Nepali language or the Hindi language. So whenever we do comparison with this, then we will come to know that the difference. That's why I am saying this. A could be, the A sound could be the shortest sound in Nepali or longer sound in Nepali. If this A sound letters comes in the middle of the word, then it is pronounced in a longer way. Milap, milap. You don't say milapa. You don't say milapa, right? You will have to pronounce it a longer way. Milap, akar, kar, a. Seer, akar, akar. When you pronounce akar, a has the short sound, though a has the short sound, but ka has the longer sound. But they don't use this sign to pronounce it longer way. Akar, kar, ka, long sound. But a is the short sound. But in Nepalbhasa, if you pronounce that word, akara, 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 not akar. So this is the different. This is the difference of the pronunciation in Nepalbhasa to that of the Nepali or Hindi. So if you want to make it akar in Nepalbhasa, akar, a long sound for the ka, then all you have to do is give this sign. So here is also, this is a, this is a. And similarly, the nasal short sound, nasal short sound, and longer nasal sound, Now here also, Is it clear here? Okay. Now, here we can, this can be pronounced in a longer sound, and that is E. This is E. The longer sound is E. So this means that when we pronounce it in a longer sound, it has this sign, E, E. It has this sign, but we don't write this sign in this letter. We don't write this sign in this letter, but instead we use the another letter. It has its one letter for the longer pronunciation. For longer pronunciation, and the other, it is written like this. This is E, the longer sound E. That means O, A, E, 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 E. While you are writing this letter, you must consider, you must keep it in your mind that this is the letter, but it has this sound, this sign. This letter has this sign to make it a longer sound, E, but in writing, we use this letter. We don't use this sign behind this letter. So now you must know that this sign is used only in the sound which comes with O or A sound. Okay, you can use it in ko, kho, but you cannot use it in ki. You cannot use it in ki. You cannot use it in ku. You cannot use it in ku. Okay. Instead, we write the another letter. Okay. So similarly, the shorter nasal sound for this E is E. E. Okay. And longer nasal sound for this E is E. 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 Is it clear? And similarly, U. U, the long sound U is written like this. This is what we call dirgha. Dirgha in Nepali. Dirgha. These are all dirgha sound. Okay, long sound. So here also, though it is written like this, to pronounce it in a longer way, but we must keep it in our mind that this letter has this sign, but writing form is like this. We don't write this sign in U also. And similarly, this third pronunciation, nasal sound, and then this long pronunciation nasal sound. So why are we learning these things? Is it only for the pronunciation? Yes, it is only for the pronunciation. It is not only for the pronunciation, but what it makes different is the longer pronunciation and shorter pronunciation gives the different meaning in Nepalbhasa. So you'll have to be careful. That's why we are learning these things. And similarly, this A, actually, this A also does have this, when we put this sign in this A, then it becomes a longer pronunciation, A. But in writing, we don't write this sign, but instead we write like this. A. But this means this letter has this long sound. Okay. And similarly, we can pronounce this in a nasal sound. Eh. It shouldn't touch here. Eh. And eh. Okay, am I clear up to here?
Sir,
Yes.
the long sound ni, is there a nipion below the ear sign?
Where?
Is there a nipion in ni?
Ni? Where ni? There's no.
Okay, what? 1 second.
Which letter are you mentioning?
The current letter.
Yeah, I think
One
Honorable
that
is
you're
mentioning
working
the A.
A. Okay, A. No, this is not Nipion. This is the kind of Hollanda in Nepali.
It is nipion, right?
It is not Nipion.
It's not? Okay.
It's not Nipion. It's not Nipion. This is Nipion.
Okay.
This is Nipion, but this is not. This is the, when you write the half letters to any consonant letters, then you'll give this sign, right?
Right.
Yeah, this is the same kind.
And it has the same function also, like it makes the letter half.
Yes.
Okay.
It's letter half with the same half with the same pronunciation. This pronunciation and this pronunciation is same. A.
Okay.
A.
Yeah.
So that's why we pronounce it in a longer way. A. And similarly, the last one is, it is somehow a little bit complicated to understand it, because this letter, as I said yesterday, that in Nepalbhasa, this letter, we don't use this letter, but we use this letter for the words from the other languages, right? So it itself is the longer sound word. But in Nepalbhasa, we used another letter instead of this letter. But still, we regard this as the vowel to the Nepalbhasa. So what we do is, actually, we don't write it like this. This is O, This is O. But instead of writing this behind this letter, what we do is we write the Devanagari O, Devanagari O, and then give this sign. It's a little bit complicated to understand it. What I mean to say is, this is somehow pronounced with your mouth circled, O, right? MNO, MNO. So this is O sound. You do your mouth a circle and pronounce it O. But this O is pronounced a slightly different. So how it is pronounced is your lower lips goes a little bit inside and your upper lips comes a little out, and then wo, 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 o, wo, o. Do you see the different? Do you find the different sound? O, wo. Okay. So instead of using this in Nepalbhasa words, I'm concerning with the Nepalbhasa word, we use this wo, yara la wo, to write the Nepalbhasa word, and this can be pronounced in a longer way. So this is how it is pronounced.
So I have one doubt.
Yes.
Is it written in that way with that
No.
kind of thing?
This thing?
No, we write it in that way and we pronounce it as wo.
Wo,
Or
yes.
it's written wo.
No. You can write this letter for the words from the other language. Okay. But for the Nepalbhasa words, you only write this word, this wo.
Okay.
This is what different. I mean, okay, there is one word, let's say, wola. This is wola. Wola means he came or he or she came. That's what it means. This is the Nepalbhasa word, wola. Ayo. What does that mean? So we write this wo. We never write ola. We never write ola. This is wrong. What I mean to say is, but if we are going to write this word for the other language words, like I said yesterday, overcoat, yes, for her, then we use this o, like overcoat, overcoat. Okay.
Sir, can you also write this word in Nepal Lipi?
This letter?
No, the current words that you.
These letters?
Right.
No. That I will teach you.
Just
Don't
to
worry.
make sure that this wo is written as the previous one, like o and the matra and the.
No. What I mean is, all you need to understand a little bit about this pronunciation is that this letter is the vowel used in Nepal Bhasha, but it is used only for the words for the other languages, not for the Nepal Bhasha. For Nepal Bhasha, we use this wo. That's what all you need to understand for the time being. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. So, and similarly, this can be pronounced with the nasal sound. And and in Nepal Bhasha, then it is let me write it. In Nepalbhasa word, then it is wo and okay, let me write it in Nepal Lipi. It is better that you come to know the after you are learning Nepal Lipi. Okay. This is wo in Nepal Lipi. Wo. Wo. So I will tell you later also that how it is written, but for the time being, it is written in Nepal Lipi like this. Okay. So if you see now, you have already studied in Devanagari that the Barakhari, what we say, o a I u e I o a, right? So if you see here, now you have o a I u a. The remaining letter I remains. I remains. I o, and the other o remains. O remains. O and on o. So all letters that you learn in Devanagari, except I and O, here it is. So is it clear or any confusion? So if you have any questions, please, you may ask. Now the question arises, where are these letters then? And how it is written? These two letters are remaining, right? Because if we follow the Devanagari script, we have all letters here: O, A, I, U, A, and O, O. But we haven't written the script in Nepal Lipi for this I and O. Okay. So how it is written then? That we are going to learn now. So if you have any confusion before we go on learning these things, you can ask me. If you have any confusion or anything that you want to know. Is there any? So I hope that now you can pronounce this, the different sound, different pronunciation of the letter O, A, I, U, A, O. So once again, let me pronounce it once again. O, on, sorry. O, o, on, a, a, I, u, e, o, on. This is how it is pronounced. So after you learn, after you go on learning Nepal Lipi or Nepal Bhasha, if you see some books on Nepal Bhasha, then whenever you see these signs, then you should pronounce the longer sound without the nasal sound, the longer shorter sound with nasal sound, the longer sound with nasal sound in those letters. Okay. Okay. Now, before we're going to learn this letter for these sounds, I and O, first we must know that these are not the single sound word letter. These are not the single sound letter. I mean, it is actually the combination of the two vowel sound. It is regarded as the combination of the two vowel sound. That's why we write it in separate. So there are nine kinds of words or sound that has the combination of the vowels, and those are I, O. Now let me write it in Nepali. Let me write it in Nepali. I, O, A, I, O, I, O, A, uh, So as I said, these are the combination of the two vowel sound, and that is I and O. So there are altogether 9 kinds of those sounds, which has the combination of the vowels. You see, I, O, I, O, A, U, we, A. But in general, we only have the letters for these two sounds only. The others are written separately. Others are written like this. But for I and for O, we have the letters. That means I is this, O is this. So how it is written then?
Pabitra,
Ajur,
我爷没是爷爷有个，我爷的last个，好像这也倒是有个我一毛钱。
Softy Achetaita Jia.
我爷有个么爷有个，好像也这。
Yeah, na question it.
不好像这也是的。
So now how it is written? I is written. So what I mean to say is this I and this O is actually the combination of two vowels, I and O. Okay, so it is written like, first you need to write A. So first you need to write A. Then after that, all you need to do is this shape, this. Give this. So this is I. This is I. And this thing is known as pata. Pata. Let me write it once again. So you can write the A and then give this thing, the pata, a slightly make sure that it shouldn't go, it should be inside. Don't go too far. Don't go too far. Okay. Is it okay now? And the O is written first. We need to write O. We need to write O. First, we need to write O. And then what you do is give pata. Give pata. This is O. This is O. Let me write it once again. Is it clear? Any confusion here? Is it clear? Okay. So,
So can you check once? I want to understand which
yes.
one of these is.
Yeah, please. A little bit down your, please bring down your copy. No. A little away from the camera. Yes. Yeah, it is slightly needed correction, but it is okay. So
Is the
let me
first one also
write it.
correct? Like it's
Too small. Nandita ma'am, it is too small. Can you bring it a little more closer? Yes. Yeah, yes. Kripa ma'am, okay. Arti ma'am, yeah, it's okay, Arti ma'am. And Jivan sir? I will write it down again. Yes. Yeah. I'll write down it again. Okay. So we have 9 kinds of words that has the combination of the vowels. So these are the things, but we have only letters, separate letters for the I and O, and the others have, we do not have the letters, separate letters, but instead we write this whenever we need this kind of sound. A, I, ow, a, you, we, a. So this I is this sound, this O is this sound, or this letter or this letter. So it is written in Nepal Lipi like this. Okay, let me write it once again. Let me write it once again. A. So then slightly bending upwards. Not too long, but not too short either. So similarly, this O first you write O and then give pata. Then give pata. This is how it is written. Okay. So we are almost at the completion of the ma-akha, that is the vowels. But still, if we follow the Devanagari script, then still we have 4 more letters to write. Okay. And do you know what they are? If you follow the Devanagari script, I mean, if you go according to Devanagari script, there are 4 more letters in the vowels. What are those? Those letters or those sounds we regard as the borrowed vowels. Okay. Additional vowels, or we can say the additional vowels, and those are, okay, I'm deleting this. Those are re, 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 re. These days, we don't use these letters, but we use this re for the rishi, and rikar, mostly this rikar for the, like Krishna, rishi, right? So how it is written then? Re, this. So this re is written we draw a line from here up to 75%, then you give this kind of thing. This kind of thing. Then you draw another line just behind this up to the lower line, And then what you do is draw another line from a little more up to, from the 25% to the 50%, 50% or a little more down. So, and one more thing that you have to keep it in your mind, that whenever you draw these lines should be in parallel. These lines should be in parallel. So after that, what you do is give this thing, and give more. Give more, and this is re. This is re. This is re. And similarly, this is the shortest sound, right? This is re. This is re. Only the short sound, re. And this is the long sound, re. And this is also written in the same way, except at this bottom part. This line, have a look here. This line should come out a little more from this line. Okay, once again. Okay, is it okay? Okay, now Lri. Lri. So how it is written? It is very simple. It is very simple. Very simple. Just this is Lri. This is Lri. Okay, let me write it. This is most simplest letter in Nepal Lipi, I think. Okay. So this is the third pronunciation, Lri. Lri, third pronunciation. And this is Lri, long pronunciation. And it is written like this. First you write this. And then what you do from here is you again go back a little and then this is Ri.
Pabitra Ijla.
Julaka, Sila. So it's in your copy line, right? Like this. It's slightly comes down. This part slightly comes down. But don't write it in a long. Let me write it once again. This is Rasur Lri, and for Dirga Lri, all you need to do is, but when you make this this stroke, make sure that it doesn't touch with this part. It doesn't touch with this part. This line must not touch this part. It must have some space. It must have some space. Not too wide, not too short, but a little. It must be visible and it must have some space. Okay. Then now we with these four letters we conclude the vowels. We conclude the ma akha. So is there any confusion? So if we follow the Devanagari script, then we come to know that we have already learned the 14 letters. Or A, I, U, E, I, O, O, 14, 16. Re, 16 letters. Okay, Resham sir.
So,
You missed the yesterday's class, but today we again repeated the yesterday's class. So do you have any confusion? Is there any confusion?
no, sir. No, sir.
So, okay, please do the homework and send it to me. There is a Google Drive. You might have got the Google Drive link in your email. So
What is the homework, sir?
Homework is whatever you have learned today, write it for 10 times for each letter.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So then there I will check it, and if there is any mistake, then or any correction needed, then I will do that. I'll tell you again. Okay. Let me see. Can I see these things? First, Kripa ma'am. Yes. Kripa ma'am. Yeah. It's fine, Kripa ma'am. It's fine. Thank you. Yes. Arya ma'am, yours is little bit blurred. So I'm asking you, did you draw a line a little more towards this side? You did that, right? I mean, this is the first line. So you should write it from a little more from the outside of this line. Did you do that? This part, what I mean is this part. Did you write this part?
Yes.
Yes, then it's fine. Then it's fine. So, Nandita ma'am, it is, you must have a little longer line here, a little longer line. It shouldn't go out, I mean, it shouldn't go out from this part, but it must have some little longer line so that it could be visible. It must be visible.
Okay, sir, I'll make the changes.
Little more longer. Yeah, Lri is fine, and yes, longer Lri is also fine. Yeah, good. Suba, Bala. Bala means Ramro. Beautiful. You know why I mentioned this thing is, if you write this way, then it gives the another letter. This is the another letter. So that's why this is cha. Cha. This is cha. So if you write a little more longer and give this, then it is re. So that's why it should be different. This letter about cha, we will come again, we will learn it again. So don't worry. So is there anything that you want to know about this ma'akha, the vowels? Because we are concluding the vowels today. So all you need to do is a little more practice and practice and practice to make it beautiful. Okay. I've seen your homework and you did very well, good. And some of you have written very beautifully. So, and some people needed a little more practice. But still, if you do the more practice, then it becomes more beautiful. I've mentioned in the comment also, if you have check your homework. So Anurup sir, is there anything that you want to know? Any confusion regarding this script? Now you come to know that this is somehow very close to the Devanagari, but it is still quite different.
Yes.
To Devanagari, right?
Yes.
Because you see, when we start writing O, in Devanagari it is like this, right? But in Nepal Lipi it is like this. So if you draw this a little more toward this side, then it looks like same, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, yes, true.
So that's why this letter and this letter is developed from the same root, the Brahmi script, the Dhamma Lipi, which is known as the Dhamma Lipi or the Brahmi Lipi. So these letters are developed from the same root. That's why it looks same, but still it has something different to each other. Okay. Okay, any more questions or anything that you want to know? So if you do not have anything to ask about these things, then we are going to start the Ba'aka, the consonant letters from tomorrow. And when we are going to learn these consonant or the Ba'aka, we call it Ba'aka. So there we will be learning first what letters are needed in Nepalbhasa and what letters are not needed in Nepalbhasa. So we will learn those letters first that are used in Nepalbhasa, and after that we will learn the other letters that are used for the those are used for the other language words. So in Nepalbhasa, there are some words only used in Nepalbhasa and some letters only used in other language words. So this is different. Those things that we are going to learn from tomorrow. Okay.
So tomorrow, can we revise the pronunciation?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so what we do tomorrow is before we going to learn the consonant letters, each one of you will pronounce this sound. Okay, you will do that. It's not me that I'm going to do, but you are going to do that. Okay. Then if there is any correction needed, then we will do that. Okay, Suba, yeko Suba. Yeko means lots of thank you. Yeko Suba. Yeko Suba. Suba, Jojalapa. Baba.
Bye.
Okay, Suba.
Okay, Suba.
Okay, Suba, Baba. Jivan sir?
हजुर सर
केही सोध्न लाग्नु भएको? Anything?
एउटा त्यो सरले त्यो ओ बरोड भवेल भन्नुभयो नि सर अनि वो चाहिँ नेपाल भाषा के भवेल भन्नुभयो हैन
भवेल हैन त्यो एउटा सेमी भवेलको रूपमा लिन्छ त्यसलाई
ए
हैन
हजुर
तर अब हाम्रो नेपाल भाषामा के छ भन्दाखेरि ओ भन्नाले चाहिँ त्यो हामी अर्को भाषाको शब्दलाई चाहिँ प्रयोग गर्छौं
हजुर हजुर
अनि नेपाल भाषामा ओ भन्ने साउन्डको लागि चाहिँ वो भन्ने प्रयोग गर्छौं
भन्नाले त्यो वो चाहिँ कम्प्लिट भवेल जस्तो चाहिँ भएन भवेल जस्तै भयो
तर त्यसको युज चाहिँ हाम्रो नेपाल भाषामा धेरै हुन्छ
हस् सर
Mm.
हुन्छ त्यही कन्फ्युजहरू छ हुन्छ
Us.
योग्य विश्व भाइ
Subha.